Hello, my freaky darlings. Welcome back. This week, I'm looking into Banshees. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be discussing the television series, although I love that TV series, and if you haven't watched it, you really should. Just say, use it, don't use it. Anyway, the Banshee I'm particularly fascinated by is the female spirit from Irish folklore and a harbinger of death and doom. She's known in Ireland by many names, such as Hag of the Mist, Little Washerwoman, and Hag of the Black Head. It's a bit of an odd one. Anyway, she's believed to be a fairy woman, a spirit linked to the realm of the dead, and if you spot her, you should probably start praying for the safety of your family because it's likely that one of them will soon be joining her. Or so the story goes. The tales also sometimes recount that although she's called a fairy, she could also be a ghost, often of a murdered woman or a mother who died in childbirth. Another one holds that she's actually an ancestor looking over her descendants. The name Banshee is derived from the Old Irish for woman of the fairy mound. Her name is connected to the various mounds of earth dotted around the Irish countryside, known as tumuli. These tumuli traditionally covered a grave or several graves and were said to be home to spirits of the dead. Maybe that's where the whole ghost thing comes from. So, being called Little Washerwoman comes from tales of her being sighted washing the bloodstains from the clothes of individuals who were soon to die. Now, I'm just wondering, so if they're bloody clothes, does that indicate that it's going to be a particularly violent death? Just wondering. Anyway, but even if you do spot her, the Banshee could signal her arrival by shrieking, wailing, or keening. Her shrieking is apparently able to shatter glass. Well, that could be annoying. Just a little bit. Anyway. First accounts of her date as far back as 1380, and she can even be found in some Norman literature from the same time. There are also similar tales of witch-like creatures signalling impending doom in Scottish and Welsh mythology. The girl does get around. The Banshee typically appears in three forms. As a young maiden, often to lure people toward her with sweet singing, similar to sirens in their songs, which I've also done a video on, just by the way, in case you want to watch that as well. Her other forms are that of a full-figured matron or a wretched old crone. Now, whatever her appearance, she'll be dressed in a grey cloak, and her eyes are apparently permanently red due to constant crying. As a predictor of death, she often appears before someone enters a situation where it's unlikely they'll survive. So basically she's warning people, which is kind of nice, right? Creepy, but nice. There are, however, old tales of battles being abandoned by soldiers after hearing wailing in the woods just before engaging their enemies. Terrified by the thought of the Banshee signaling their impending death, they would flee. The fleeing soldiers would invariably be killed by their enemies anyway, or their own armies for desertion, or simply by the elements if they stayed in hiding. So this also kind of begs the question, was she being nice, or simply fucking with them, knowing full well that they would try running, only to meet a far worse fate? Glass-shattering shrieks are never pleasant, whether in the forest or the urban jungle. And it's even creepier when that blood-curdling howl is there to welcome you or your loved ones into the arms of death. So I can definitely understand how the Banshee became one of Ireland's most feared creatures. So, do you think the Banshee is an ancestral spirit, simply trying to warn people, or her, forgotten little kitties? Or is she an evil bitch trying to have a laugh as she lures people to their doom? Anyway, that's it for this week. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button If you're interested in things that go bump in the night, serial killers, conspiracy theories, urban legends, haunted places, and other weird shit, please hit that subscribe button or the follow button, depending on which platform you're viewing this on. If you've read any of my books and enjoyed them, be a freaky darling and leave a review wherever you bought it. Pretty please. And if you're interested in getting a free copy of my zombie novella, Oasis, as well as other freebies and exclusive content, please subscribe to my newsletter. You can find more details about that on my website. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. And if you hear a glass shattering shriek or wailing, maybe ask her what her deal is. And if you survive, let me know.